Am I the a-hole for refusing to allow the hospital to discharge my wife to me? My wife now has stage 4 colon cancer. For the past year and a half, I have had to work and then come home and do the majority of the household chores, and I was also treated as the nurse. We have 2 sons, 18 male, 16 male, and a daughter, 15 female, that help out, but it became expected of me to be their go-to parent on everything. Yeah, dog, you're their dad, and your wife is dying from cancer. Oh, they're bad. They just need to go find another go-to parent. I don't know if you know this, but that's what you signed up for when you decided to your wife and create a baby. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions, like, what do you mean? A year ago, my wife pretty much stopped being able to do anything herself. She's exceptionally rude to me and pretty much screams and cries hysterically all the time, and sometimes mutters on about people who haven't been in our lives for some time. Oh, you mean suffers from the symptoms of having stage 4 colon cancer? She also blames me for not being kind to her when I am putting my entire life on hold, when I'm at home, and I felt like I didn't even have an identity anymore. Over the summer, I have talked to doctors, and they told me there was a lot of red tape regarding getting my wife into a nursing home. I talked with my dad, 74 male, and he told me that from his understanding of hospitals, if you didn't pick up a patient after discharge 3 days later, the hospital social worker would have to place them into a specialized nursing facility. See, this is how I know God ain't real, because this guy should have gotten the cancer, not the wife. If God was real, he would have given this cancer. Last week, my wife had to be rushed to the emergency room. For the week, I didn't have to be her nurse. I realized how much of a strain taking care of a barely lucid and angry when she was lucid woman had become to me. I realized that I was basically being mom and dad around the house, and I was so tired of doing this every single day and then waking up at 6 to go to work. When I found out my wife was set to be discharged, I ended up making up my mind. When the hospital called to say that they were going to discharge my wife and I needed to be there to receive her, I told them that I did not want to take care of her anymore. The hospital continuously called me back, and the person on the other line would beseech me to bring my wife home. However, I stood my ground and said that my wife needed to go to a professional nursing facility, and said that the hospital's social workers needed to figure that out. Am I the a-hole for finally realizing I had reached my limits? My daughter in particular is very upset that her mom is not coming home. My son screamed at me that they would take care of their mother 24/7 if they had to. However, I knew that the hospital social worker would do his/her job competently and help my wife into a facility. This dude is just supporting the argument of, like, do men actually love the women that they're with? Like, bro, this is the woman you married that you said through sickness and through health, and you're just like, your cancer is inconveniencing my life. I know you're on your deathbed, and it would be really great to have you home so that the kids can spend as much of your final moments with them as possible, but I don't really feel like it. If I were the kids, I would be throwing hands with my dad right now.